Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Menken here with Pickdawgz. Today is November 26, 2023, and I'll be covering the first half of the NBA slate today. All we care about is the first and the second quarter. That is it. If I don't say the spread in the play, the bet will always be a money line bet. But before I get into my free plays, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're looking for my top plays, my premium picks, head on over to pickdawgz.com and check out our premium picks tab. That's where you'll find my top plays for just $20. And best of all of our daily packages come with credit guarantee. You can read more about this on our website under any daily package we cappers have to offer. Now, since recording, we only had one game go to finish in the first half from yesterday's plays. That is Saturday's games. That was the Philadelphia 76ers, as Joel Embiid was in the lineup, and they got the job done in the first half. Still got two more games on the slate for Saturday. Looking real good right now. So let's roll right into Sunday's games here that I have for you on store. We got game number one. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves currently are 11-4, 4-3 on the road, 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're playing very good basketball. Just losing, though, their last game to the Sacramento Kings, 124-111. Edwards did have 35 in that loss to the Sacramento Kings. And the Memphis Grizzlies right now, ladies and gentlemen, who are absolutely been struggling, probably one of the worst teams early on this season. They're 3-12 here this season, 0-7 at home. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games played, just losing to the Phoenix Suns 110-89. All they have right now is Desmond Bane for this Memphis Grizzlies team, who could somewhat produce on that offensive side. Clearly, they're missing Ja Morant here. Bane has been averaging 24.3 points per game, like I said, carrying this load for the Grizzlies, but it's just not enough here. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves absolutely put a smackdown against these Memphis Grizzlies here in the first half. We are taking in game number one the Timberwolves here in game number one versus the Memphis Grizzlies. So let's roll into game number two between the Phoenix Suns and the New York Knicks. Right now, the Suns are currently 10-6, 6-2 on the road. They're playing a lot better here on the road early on. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games. They are on a 6-game winning streak, and that has a lot to do with Booker being back. Booker just dropped 40 points in the last game over the Grizzlies. The Suns are finally making a move here. They're looking good. They're looking strong, and they don't have to rely here on Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, who Bradley Beal will be out in this game with a back injury, and then Kevin Durant is a game-time decision with his foot injury. Both of these guys got a lot of minutes due to the fact that Booker was not in here early on this season. But now with Booker back into the lineup, this Suns team is finally starting to find their groove. Hopefully getting Bradley Beal here back soon to start molding all three of these, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker here in the lineup. Those Suns are one of the best in the league when all three of those guys are on the court at the same time. They'll be matched up here tonight against the New York Knicks in the Garden, and the Knicks are currently 9-6 this season. They are 4-2 at home, 7-3 in their last 10 games, just beating the Miami Heat 100-98. Brunson had 24 points in that win over the Heat. I think the big three here for the Knicks are going to have a little hard time slowing down Booker. Booker's back. He's healthy. He's just dropped 40 in his last game. Clearly, Kevin Durant is a game-time decision here, but I think he will be playing here in the Garden tonight against the Knicks. So D-Book and Kevin Durant against here Brunson, who clearly has been carrying this offense for the New York Knicks here early on this season. You got Brunson, Randall, and Barrett. It's going to be a great head-to-head matchup, but I'm leaning more towards this Phoenix Suns to get off to a hot start against the New York Knicks here in game number two. That's why in game number two between the Phoenix Suns and the New York Knicks, we are smacking the Suns first half. Let's roll into our third and final game that I've selected for you today between the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets. Right now, the Chicago Bulls are coming in 5-12 this season, 1-6 on the road. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games. They are on a 3-game losing streak, just dropping their last game to the Raptors, 121-108 here. Zach LaVine ended up with 36 points in that loss, but let's be real, this Chicago Bulls team needs to figure something out. Clearly nothing's working here. I don't know if DeMar DeRozan even wants to be in Chicago. You got Vukovic, I don't know what he's been doing. You got LaVine, he's a hit or miss every day. It's not good for the Chicago Bulls team and this organization. Something's got to happen. There needs to be a little mix-up here. They'll be matched up against this Brooklyn Nets team who is young, but who is striving here in the upward direction, even though they are on a 3-game losing streak here as well. They are 6-8 this season, 3-4 at home. They are 4-6 in their last 10 games, like I said, on a 3-game losing streak, but they are just coming off a very, very close nail-biter of a loss here against the Atlanta Hawks in their last game. They lost in overtime, 147-145, a game that absolutely slipped through their fingers there. Offensively, though, this offense goes right through Bridges. Bridges had 46 points in that overtime loss against the Hawks. This team absolutely runs through Bridges here for this Brooklyn Nets. He has been producing all season long on the offensive side, averaging 22.1 points per game. I think this Nets team gets off to a strong start against this struggling Chicago Bulls team who's really trying to put together a complete game, to say the least. This Bulls team just doesn't look good since previous years. They're just on a downward spiral, especially being a Chicago fan. So I think that this Brooklyn Nets team, they've been playing well, even though they haven't necessarily won here in the last week or so. But I think this young team that's led by Bridges is going to edge, especially in this first half here at home against this struggling Chicago Bulls team. That's why in game number 3 between the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets, we're smacking the Nets first half. Let's take a recap of the games that I've selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Memphis Grizzlies, we're smacking the T-Wolves. Game number 2 between the Phoenix Suns and the New York Knicks, we are smacking the Phoenix Suns first half. In our third and final game between the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets, we are smacking the Nets first half. Once again, this is Nick Menken with Pickdawgz. If you have not done so, smack that like button. Helps me out a ton, and it costs you guys none. And if you're looking for my top plays, my premium picks, check that description below. The link is there, and I will see you guys tomorrow.